Previously on the Dosyonkos podcast.
She's a problem.
He's a full math problem.
Yeah. Like, find X type of problem, bro.
You can't find X with him, man.
Hell no. Back like we never left with another episode of the Dosyonkos podcast. You know the vibes. It's your boy, your captain, SV Sammy Vinsmoke, with my main man, Deion Chapter. Deion, what's good, bruv?
Oh, you know, everything under the sun's good, boss. How you feeling?
I'm all right, man. So let me go to this. So today we're doing a little special. We're doing our top 5 favorite anime. We're not doing a top 5 objective anime, so you might get some weird picks. I definitely have some strange ones.
Yo, I have the weirdest picks.
I have a couple crazy ones, but we're doing our top 5 favorites today, and we're also going to chat about what we've been watching in the past week, because me and Deion both been catching up on some anime, so
hell yeah, man.
That's on the docket for today.
I even got the free trial for Crunchyroll to catch up.
Bro, I pay for the premium, bro. I pay for the premium, and I share that shit with Michelle, my best friend. I should. Dead ass. Bro, like I said last episode, I be aiding anyone's One Piece journey. I aid them. Michelle finished all the episodes on Hulu, and I was like, "Oh, I bet you finished that. I'm gonna get Crunchyroll. Could you watch that shit?" And I got that shit so she could continue watching, my nigga. Dead ass. I'm not with the shit.
That's true. That's a true friend right there. That's like, yo, if you're about anime, you gotta just help your boys and like, your girls out.
Exactly. And it's not like it's hurting me, bro. Like, we both share the shit. So I'm like, fuck it, whatever.
That's love, man. Love is love.
You already know.
Right, so do you want to start off with our recap first, or do you want to?
Yeah, let's do the recap first before we jump into the top 5. That's gonna be the most. That's gonna be the beefiest part.
That's gonna be the cheeseburger of the meal.
So, all right. So you want to talk about Fireforce first, because you can't spoil me, because I'm gonna watch this episodes. So you gotta talk very general. You gotta talk really general, because I'm gonna watch this shit soon.
Okay.
Season 2. So man. You gotta talk about like how it feels, like what the kind of plot is like what's happening with Sho, like stuff like that.
So the opening for episode 1, season 2 is off the charts. It's like you get to see the cohesion of the team being one. Like you know how in season 1 everybody was kind of doing their own thing. They were building their team, and they were all kind of, you know, chaotic, and they were off the rails. But they were a team because that's what made them a team. But now you got a little bit of a gist of them working together, being a little bit better as a team. So that was dope.
Wait, that's tight.
Yeah, it was super. You get the feeling of Shinra being the main, you know, the main. Like
he's the heart of the squad, bro. He has the similar energy to their Fire Force Company 8 as Asta has from Black Clover to the Black Bulls. Yeah. He's the heart of their squad. And so like true. Everybody else wants to get better because Shinra's, you know, trying so hard, same as like Asta.
Yo, I like how you put that, but then who would Arthur be? Because Arthur is also, you kind of see their, so in the first episode, it doesn't throw anything off, but you get to see their elevation. You know, they didn't time skip, but it's just like they are set apart from the team.
How. I could see Arthur being kind of like the heart also, because he's kind of like Shinra's rival, and they're always like going at it. Yeah. And they kind of got the same kind of energy where they're fucking around. So I could see them both being kind of like the heart and soul is a good way to put it.
Yes.
Shinra's the heart and Arthur's the soul of the Fire Force Company. Yeah. That's a good way. Yeah.
That's solid. So you meet the evangelists in this, and they have some like fight scenes with the evangelist. I'm just telling you, one of the evangelists might have become my favorite characters.
Really? Yeah. That's saucy? Oh shit.
Homie. This so you know, I can't think of the electric brain girl. I can't think of her name. She's one of the pillars. I don't know if they gave her name yet, but she's the one who
she has the one with the thing gold, on her face, right?
Yeah, the gold plate.
H. It's like Hayuma, something like that. Something with an H. I know what you're talking about though.
I don't remember their name, but I'm just gonna say the black guy. He has to be the black guy who like guards her.
Wait, I don't know if I've seen the black guy, because the one guy that I saw was guarding. Oh no, I did see the black guy because they were on top of the roof.
Yeah.
Together.
Yep. The guy who's on top of the roof. I don't
Yeah,
know his name.
I don't know his name either.
But that. So I'm keeping it super general. But that guy, he's saucy, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
he's saucy, bro.
He's sweet. He's sweet baby Ray's sauce.
Oh
he's
shit,
saucy.
bro. That's that good sauce.
Yeah,
that's
so
that good.
I'm gonna
sauce.
leave it at that. So I'm up to episode 5 right now.
All right, that's what it's currently on, right? Episode 5.
Yep, I'm currently on episode 5.
I'm gonna catch up soon.
And I just I'm into it, man. I'm like,
it's so good.
And they they started off with straight good hands too. Like they started off with season 2, which is good hands. So you know what anime is gonna hold up to your expectations when they don't hit you with filler in the first episode. It's just straight hands. So
yeah, I'm excited to continue watching Fireforce, bro, because the way season 1 ended off, like that shit really got me hooked on what the fuck is happening, bro. the fact that this man Shinra broke through to show and saved his ass, but then he got kidnapped again. I'm just like, are you fucking kidding me, bro?
I was a little salty about that.
I was like, tight. When she just shocked this man and he started walking, I was like, what the fuck did she just do, bro? She just...
Oh my gosh, she
like,
on X Games mode.
Bro, she was wilding, bro.
Yeah,
I'm definitely excited to continue watching that shit.
I'm hyped, man. You should, and then we can do our other podcast in the future on how we feel about episodes 1 through 5.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah,
I'm definitely gonna catch up soon. That's what I'm gonna watch next because I finished Dr. Stone today.
Oh yeah, so tell me, so you finished all of Dr. Stone?
Well, I think there's only season 1 out, right? Season 2 didn't start coming out yet, right?
No, season 2's out, man.
Oh, really? Well, I only finished season 1.
I think there's 2. Yeah, I watched it all. There's 2 seasons. I'm pretty sure there's 2 seasons to this.
Time out. We're doing research.
And I don't want to be wrong, but how did you end Dr. Stone?
What do you mean? How did I end?
Like, what did you end?
There is only season 1. It's only season 1.
There's definitely season. Maybe it is just season 1. Is there 24?
Season 1? Yeah, 24. Okay. Yeah, 24.
Okay, maybe I thought there was 2 seasons because it was like I thought it was 1 through 12 and then 12 through.
Oh no, yeah.
Okay, so yeah.
So it's like 1 season. Yeah.
Okay, so we're at the same page.
Yeah.
So tell me about it, boss.
I'm telling you right now, the finale of season 1. I'm telling you, I was telling Deion earlier. I was watching this shit this morning, and like I just could not stop crying, bro. Like, and it wasn't like it was just like tears of like pure, like I don't even know, like just joy. Just what got me was when, they find a record made out of glass that was made by Senku's dad from like forever ago. So they find it and they make a record player to play this shit. You know, they're good to science shit already. They're nice with it. Like they made a record player like that instantly because they had all the shit already. So they make it and they're listening to the record, bro. And what originally got me was when he's like, oh, I don't know who's hearing this or however long it is. And then he's like, oh, but it's you, right, Senku? And then that broke me down. I started fucking sobbing. I was like, no. He had so much faith in his son, bro, that he knew no matter how long passes, he would be the one to figure out and find this record. Yeah. Bro, so that broke me. And I'm still crying. And then it keeps going. And then they play the song for the people, bro. And then, like, I just couldn't stop. Because, like, I'm just picturing.
Yeah.
Just imagine, like, this whole village has never heard music before, bro. Ever. They don't know anything about this stuff. Like, this science is brand new. So to hear something like music is just mind-blowing. So I just got all the emotions of how they were feeling, and I just could not stop fucking crying, bro. I had to pause the episode because I could not stop. I was like, bro, what is fucking wrong with me? It was like 8 a.m. and I was sobbing uncontrollably, dude. Oh my god.
Yeah,
the finale is so good.
Finale is super
that
good.
Shit, man. That shit got me.
I also have to drop this in there because Sam didn't mention this because he was just in an emotional roller coaster. I understand.
Oh, yeah, facts.
And you could lose this. So Senku's dad, when So if you guys, for the people whoever came to this position, Senku's dad went to space, and he was in outer space at the time, of the great.
Yeah.
We're gonna say like the stone.
Purification. Yeah, the purification.
Yeah, the purification. So when he came back down, he told the tales so that future generations could figure this out. But he left a hint in one of the tales to let people know that there was a record, and only Senku would know that because he said it was the buzz speaker.
Yeah.
And they're like, "What? How do you know about a speaker?" And they're like, "Oh, they're like that has nothing to do with a bee." Yeah, the bees, and it's like there has nothing to do with a bee. So why would that be in the tales? So Senku knew that in the gravesite that his dad left was
a fucking record, bro.
A fucking record, and that
shit is crazy, bro.
That just blew my mind. And this is what he said. He goes, "I know you're listening to Senku, and thank you."
Yeah, bro, that shit broke me, man. Just hearing the total faith that the thing is, Senku's not even his biological kid, bro. Senku is his adoptive son. And the amount of just faith he has, that shit killed me, bro. I couldn't.
But it was he learned so much from Senku too. Remember when they were making the record? He goes, Senku kind of explained this to me, like, and everything that he's doing, Senku's kind of teaching his like. So Senku's been putting in work when he's not even around. When he's
bro. Senku is the whole reason his dad was even an astronaut, bro.
Yeah, because
he ended up training his dad in like some super science shit to make him be able to become an astronaut. Senku's the only reason.
Yeah, you know, I wish we would have did before we started going into this. We should have put a disclaimer in before, like, "Hey, skip to like X amount." I might do that in our in our like notes,
bro. Like, we already know that we spoiling shit, bro.
Well, for the people who don't want to get it spoiled, I'm gonna throw in a disclaimer for y'all in the show notes. So go to whatever minutes when we're done with this podcast, and then we'll just do our top 5 and why.
Yeah, that sounds good.
But yeah, that shit killed me, boss. I saw that, then they heard the music, and I loved how everybody was crying, except for Senku.
Yeah, even I don't think Gen was crying, but Gen is also from the real world, or not the real world, but like the before Stone Age. Yeah. So he knew about music and shit. But like everyone else, like how else would you feel, bro? You would just immediately start crying no matter what. Like
if you never heard music
for the first time, yeah. Like that's crazy.
That's just wild how they thought about that and put it in the glass. Like they just knew how to do that.
Crazy,
man. Also, can you drop the knowledge of what you dropped with me when we were talking in League about the cotton candy water thingy?
The what? That Crone, bro.
Yeah, the Crone and the old man made.
Bro, the fact that Crone and the old man made a water wheel with no prior knowledge of anything is truly baffling, bro. And like, it's not even like Crone just magically got this idea, like, wait, we need something that'll continuously spin. So we thought of a water wheel. Like, that is bananas, bro.
Yeah.
And the fact that the old man can just make it, like, the old man is crazy in itself, bro.
Yeah,
whatever they put in front of him, he can craft it, bro. That shit is lit.
I love the way he explains things. He's like, I made this weird glass thingy for you.
He's like, I could do that shit too, bro. I made this thing. I could do that.
Yeah.
Bro, he's so lit. And when they gave the high five, bro, that shit, I almost started crying at the high five. When the old man said, I'll make it for you, but I want one thing in return. I want that thing you gave Crone the other day. And I was like, what thing? And then it was a high five. I just got goosebumps. I was like, oh my God, that's so pure, bro.
Yeah, that was
my gosh.
Then he got his backstory on how how he was like made fun of his whole life for being a craftsman, and he's like he was built for this one moment.
Oh man, that moment's so good. When he's like, I wish I was like y'all, and when I was young I had maker buddies, and Crone was like, what do you mean you have 2? He's like, who? And he's like, us. Kill me. My heart, bro. It's so good.
I just want to put also the statement. Sam came to me. We were playing like a video. We were playing League of Legends, and Sam's like, bro, this man Crone made a fucking water wheel. And I go, oh, you got to that part? And he goes, dog, my guy.
That was a couple of days though too, but I was like just thinking about it. I'm just like, bro, like, how do you like think of the concept without any? He just learned about gears the other day, bro.
That's the kingdom of science.
Bro, it's crazy.
That's the kingdom of science for you, baby.
Crazy, bro.
Yo, in the comments, you can either choose Kingdom of Science or what's I can't think of his name now.
Oh, it's the Tsukasa Empire,
Yeah,
but I like call him Monkey King Empire.
Monkey King
King Kingdom or some shit like that, because that's what he is.
You're the
fucking
part of
Monkey King.
I'm team Science Empire, man.
There's no way I'm picking fucking Tsukasa. You crazy?
I was close,
no
bro.
Way.
I would
Never.
love to be a savage, bro.
Never.
With just good hand.
I could get a katana at Senku's. I'm taking the katana, bro. I can get a gun. Nah, fuck that.
My man wants the strap, bro.
Hell yeah, get the strap. I want the katana and all that. I'm gonna be pulling up on niggas like fucking shishing motherfuckers.
That's so real.
I'm telling you. Fuck that shit.
All right. So, like we said in the comments, let us know who you are. Hashtag Dosyonkos Kingdom. Are you in the Kingdom of Science or are you in the Tsukasa Empire? Let us know.
You can't beat by Tsukasa Empire, bro.
Oh, so are we gonna just jump into this, man? This is burning my soul.
Taylor just fucking top 5, bro.
Taylor tried to talk to me about this before. She's like, "So what's your number 5?" And I couldn't pick a 5, and I was struggling. She goes, and I started giving her reasons. She goes, "D, just save it for the podcast." And I go, "Oh."
Bro, that's so funny because my 2 honorable mentions and my number 5 can all get switched. I think like they can all get switched. The only thing, even my number 4 can get switched up between number 5 and shit. My top 3 is solidified though. Those shits will not change.
My 4 are solidified.
Right.
Pretty hard, I don't think there's something that could be in between any of them. And they're mad goofy, but my 5 was literally the hardest thing I could have ever thought.
Yeah, 5 is a rough one, bro.
All right,
I had a rough time with 5.
So the breakdown of this is we're gonna do me and Sam are gonna go both 5, 5, 4, 4, all the way down to 1.
Yeah,
but
before we do 1, we'll do honorable mentions. And then we'll do 1.
We're gonna get into we got all the time in the world, so I'm gonna explain. Some of these are gonna get a little bit more explanations than others.
Yeah, we're gonna give a little synopsis about what the anime is about.
Yeah.
And if you want to chat about it, then sure, yeah. But definitely gotta give a little, because some people might not even know what the hell these are about.
Yeah. I know my number 1 people are gonna be like, what the hell is that? I've never even straight up.
My number 1 people might not know, but I feel like it's actually kind of
like mainstream.
I don't know about mainstream, but it's kind of known, I feel.
All right. So number 5.
Dion's 5.
So, drum roll. I chose One Piece as my number 5.
Okay, solid. That's my religion, bro.
I know. So, One Piece, for anyone who doesn't know, is about a group of pirates or pirates themselves searching for a great treasure called the One Piece. The main protagonist and characters, Luffy and his crew, are the ones that you follow through on their trials and tribulations, their struggles.
The best.
But I'll let Sam talk more about this because this is his religion.
If I'm going to talk about this, I'm going to reserve comment for later on because One Piece is definitely in my list.
So One Piece is my number 5 because I'm the most dedicated to it. And I'm the most committed to One Piece. And it would seem like that'd be my number 1 because I'm like, I will not miss an episode of One Piece. But it has impacted my life like the other ones have. So that's kind of the way
I can respect that. I can respect that.
I went with my top 5 like that.
Yeah, I can respect that. Because even though, I'll say this right now, One Piece is not my number 1. I'll put it out there right now. It's not my number 1. Even though it's my religion, it's not my number 1. Because kind of like the same thing. Like, the other 2, I kind of feel just like impacted me way more. Mm-hmm. As a person, whereas like this is only the anime. If we're talking about manga, then obviously One Piece is my number 1. But in terms of anime, it's up there, but it's not number 1.
Oh, snap! I forgot to even say this in the beginning of this. So thankfully we didn't get too deep. These are our 5 favorites. We said that in the beginning. We should say it again. This is not what we believe.
Objective, best,
with like certain criteria. This is just like how I feel about my favorite. So
facts.
just before we get the haters out there, like, oh, are you kidding me? You put One Piece on 5? Like, I don't like it.
Still gonna happen, bro. But it is what it is.
So that's my I just love the characters of One Piece. I like how their powers are specific and they change throughout. Like no, everybody can make their power useful to them, and that's kind of like shown with like Doflamingo. You know, that boy was
that's
accepted.
my example. That's my example too, bro.
That's
you would never think that whenever I talk about like One Piece devil fruits being sick, I always go to Doflamingo because you would never think that Dofi has the string fruit. He can just produce strings from his body. You would never think that's strong, but the way he uses it makes it powerful. Yeah. He connects strings to clouds to fly. He can make strings that cut stone and meteors. Like he can make a clone out of string. He can use his strings to puppet people. Like, just the way he uses it, it makes it so sick.
Yeah.
You would never think, oh, the string fruit's powerful. But you see Dofi use it, you're like, oh, it's kind of busted, bro.
You think it's a busted one, but then you like get to see real people's
You see like laws, and you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
You see
then you're like,
Fujitora is like, oh, these are
yeah.
Gravity fruit?
Son, there's some you get to see, and you just like roll up, you're like, wow, that's so busted. And then you roll up to Enel's like lightning fruit, and you're like, yeah, okay. Okay. Oh, that's busted.
Yeah, that's facts.
So what's your
fucking big facts? All right. So my big facts. My number 5 is an anime called Eyeshield 21. So Eyeshield 21 is a sports anime. More specifically, it's a football anime, not a soccer, like a football anime.
Okay.
And what it's about, it follows a kid who's a freshman in high school named Senna. And Senna, his whole life, because he's like a nerdy kid, he was bullied a lot, and he was used as like a golfer. So he would like run errands for the bullies and shit. So because of his life as a golfer, he became really fast. So in the first episode, he gets seen by like the captain of the football team because he's fast, and he gets recruited. But instead of like just being himself, he gets turned into like this fictional hero called Eyeshield 21, who was like a superstar in America playing football. So he's supposed to be like really like prestigious or whatever, but he's not the real Eyeshield 21. But like it's just his journey, like playing football, and like just him growing as a person through football, because he's a nerd, like a shy, nerdy golfer kid. But like through football and through like this persona of Eyeshield 21, he grows into a character. He grows into himself, and he becomes like, he comes into his own. So, it's so good. I fucking love it.
I've never heard of that.
It's such a good coming of age story. It's so good.
What would you rate it?
I would give it a solid, like either like an 8 to 9, like 8.5ish, in that range. Okay. I fucking love it.
How many episodes is it too?
It's pretty long. It's probably in like the 300s maybe. It's not like One Piece long, but like it's definitely a long.
It's a commitment.
Like it's a commitment for sure.
All right, so you put in the commitment bracket.
Yeah.
All right.
I watch it like once a year. Like I watched it like last year. I just rewatch it because it's just.
So good. Well, then it's good. That's how some of these are just rewatchables. You can watch them. Yeah. So I'm the 4.
She was where it's at.
My number 4 is gonna kill you, bro.
Really?
It's gonna kill you. So my number 4 is Yu-Gi-Oh.
Bro, I would not doubt it, because Yu-Gi-Oh is tight. I can't front. Yu-Gi-Oh GX is my shit.
I'm just saying, bro. Growing up, I would watch Yu-Gi-Oh, and I don't know who's a bigger shit talker, Kaiba or Vegeta. But I will say this. I felt true pain when Kaiba ripped up the 4th Blue Eyes White Dragon. From being a kid with no money, I'm like, my guy, you know how much bread you just wasted?
Bro, I feel you. Bro, speaking of that, I felt true pain when this fucking bug guy threw Exodia off the boat. I felt true pain and despair. Bro. Yeah. I feel you.
Can never get Exodia back. Right. So for those listeners out there I feel Yu-Gi-Oh is so mainstream, like everyone's seen
I feel like a lot of people should know Yu-Gi-Oh.
But if you don't, Yu-Gi-Oh is about a boy who plays a card game, and he's a duelist, and they solve problems and battle with cards, and they're the cards get animated sometimes. pretty much all the time. That's just how it is. Like the whole thing's like an animated situation. But the main character is Yugi. The main what's the antagonist?
Protagonist is the main character. Antagonist is the villain.
Yeah, that's. I just didn't want to say like because Kaiba's the antagonist in this.
Kaiba's the antagonist, yeah, for sure.
You'll love that. And I just the reason why I say that this is my 4 is because growing up, I wanted to be a duelist, and that's kind of what fueled my love for like the games that I play now. Like I play Magic because I played Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah,
and I remember like watching the TV show and being like, oh, like this is so sick. Like my big Blue Eyes White Dragon's gonna get you. Wrong. Never happened in tournaments. Blue Eyes White Dragon sucked.
That's what they don't tell you, bro. Because in the show, they don't play the game by the rules, bro.
They don't.
Like in the show, this man. Well, I don't know about later seasons, but earlier season, like he would just play Blue Eyes, just play it. Whereas like in the game, you have to sacrifice 2 monsters to play a Blue Eyes, bro. Yeah. To get 3 Blue Eyes on the field is a serious plan, bro.
Yeah, it's a commitment to
exactly. Most times, one of you is gonna get washed before you get 3.
Yeah, so
you know what I mean.
So that just played a huge role in my like who I am today as a person.
Yeah,
so,
I feel that.
So that's 4. And it's funny that the one that played like the biggest role of me as a person is still not my number 1.
I feel like that.
I even bought a dual disc. I bought a dual disc from
I'm dead. Yeah. I remember those shits, bro. I mean, I feel like everybody, if we were like our age when Yu-Gi-Oh came out and it was like popping, I think everybody wanted to be a duelist. Like I remember, like before a soccer practice, we would fucking be fucking dueling each other. Like after we'd be dueling, parents trying to leave, and you're like, nah, like, we're trying to play. Like just chill out for a second.
Yeah,
like. That was real. Like that was like serious. So I feel like everyone had us, like especially our age.
Yeah, right. Like it's just life. So what's your 4?
All right, my 4 is an anime called Food Wars, aka Shokugeki no Soma.
Oh,
bro. Food Wars, man. I don't know. There's just something about this show. When I first started watching it, I never would have ever expected I would like it as much as I do.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just something about it. So what Food Wars is about is Food Wars follows a kid who's going into high school, like most shonens do. He is his family, mostly his father, they own a family restaurant. So he's been working in this family restaurant since he was a little kid. But then when he's going into high school, his father sends him to like the most prestigious culinary school in Japan, which has a 1% graduation rate. So he was like, if you don't graduate from this school, we're not keeping the family business open. So the whole show is basically Soma's journey through the school to become the top chef, to graduate and, you know, fulfill his dream of opening or continuing his family business. That's the premise. But the whole thing is just so tight because Soma as a character is just so sick. And that's how you get me as somebody who watches anime. If you want me to really like your anime, you would get me to fuck with your main character. And Soma for sure is, from the jump, I instantly gelled with Soma's character. So that's how you fucking get me. And it's just so good. There's a lot of great supporting cast. It looks really good. Stories are great. Like, man, Food Wars is so sick.
Is this the one where this is the one where people be eating food and their clothes exploding, right?
I'm gonna say this. In the beginning of Food Wars, it's a lot more like lewd and like than it is during like towards like the middle and ending when it keeps going on. Like in the beginning, like people's clothes be bursting off crazy. Whereas
that's what we talked about that before.
Yeah, because like that's what turns people off. Yeah. But like you just have to get through it, and like you just have to get through it. Like the first episode, I won't like, even if when people say they can't get past it, I understand, because like it's sometimes it's a lot. Especially the pilot episode is like really bad. But then it's not ever as bad as the pilot episode. So okay, I would say give it a try. And some of the moments where the clothes burst off are so funny.
Okay.
Especially with dudes, bro. When like I told Deonis before, like there's a character who's like the director of the school. He's like this big buff old guy, and like when he eats something good and his clothes burst off, he's just a super jacked buff guy sitting there in a loincloth. It's just so funny. It's just hilarious.
That's dope. So
yeah,
give it a
Food Wars.
Food
Man,
Wars?
personally, if we're talking subjective, I don't know, but like my personal favorite, if I'm giving it a rating, I'm giving it like a 9. Like
Nice.
I love Food Wars, man. I don't know, man.
I've only heard good things about. Honestly, I've only heard good things about Food Wars. I've heard animation. Their soundtrack is good.
Yeah.
Like I haven't even watched a single episode. I've just seen like.
Bro, I'm gonna send you a clip of one of the battles that the main character has, like a food war battle. I'm gonna send you a clip of it later and just watch it. And I think it'll fucking convince you, bro, because that battle is so good.
I'll jump into it.
Yeah, you gotta watch it.
All right, so number 3. This one is pretty like self-explanatory. Pokemon.
Okay, I feel that.
Pokemon's the one that got me in a routine to watch. So like before ramen, it was Cinnamon Toast Crunch and Pokemon. Before I went to class, Cinnamon Toast Crunch, Pokemon. Like that's what I would do.
That's so funny.
Yo, like Pokemon to me had me wanting to leave my house at the age of 13 for no reason. Like I can't afford to live. I can't find
everybody feeling like that, bro. Like I want to just go and adventure on myself, bro.
Right? I love that. I like Hypno was my favorite Pokemon. So that was my thing. That got me into collecting cards. So like even before Yu-Gi-Oh, that got me into the feeling of once again my life. I'm like, man, I really want to collect cards. Like this is fun. Like I'm a collector. Like this is so cool. It gave you like a very good personal feeling outside.
Yeah, for sure.
And I feel like a lot of animes don't do that anymore. And that'd be, I don't know if you could do that, but that's such a good thing for people just to have like a collectible thing outside. Like imagine if you could, I'm just trying to think, imagine if like Demon Hunter, you could like buy their swords.
Yeah.
Like,
they have that though, but like you have to like search for that shit. Like, because I know you can get like replica swords from like One Piece. Like you can get like Zoro's swords replicated. Like I know that's a thing you can get.
Imagine if that was a part of the thing. Like every episode, like, hey, if you go to this store, you can buy this thing. I'm like,
that'd be tight.
I would have like 20 of them joints. Not gonna lie. So Pokemon is my jump. Like I said, that gave me the routine for anime. That gave me the feeling like, all right, I gotta wake up at this time on Saturday and Sunday. I mean, on Sunday and Monday, I'm gonna watch Pokemon. I'm gonna get my bowl of cereal. I'm gonna hang out before my parents got up. and I shouldn't say parents. My parents, my mother, single mom, holding it down.
Big facts.
I was like, yeah, that was the one. So.
Yeah, Pokemon is definitely a good one, bro. I feel like everybody, especially our age, everyone fucked with Pokemon, bro. Especially the original like 150, you fuck with those heavy.
Yeah. Everybody loves their first 150.
To this day, my favorite Pokemon to this day is still Squirtle because that's the first Pokemon I ever got in the game. Really? So to this day, he's my favorite Pokemon. I don't even evolve this nigga, bro. I have the Pokemon game for Switch, Sword and Shield. My Squirtle is level 80, unevolved. I don't give no blast, nothing. I don't care. He's staying the same, bro.
He's staying. I
don't give a fuck.
That's great, bro.
That's my nigga right there.
So what's 3 for Sam?
All right. So my 3 is one Dan already mentioned earlier. My religion, aka One Piece, bro. I can't say enough about this shit, bro. Like One Piece, not the anime, but One Piece as a whole, especially the manga, has helped me through some of the roughest times in my life, bro. So I can't say enough about that shit. Like Dion said earlier, it follows the main character, Monkey D. Luffy, and his crew on the journey to find the One Piece, which is the greatest treasure. And it's like, what I like about One Piece is that like it's really not the traditional shonen, bro. Like it has a lot of shonen tropes, but like the subject matter it deals with is not, it's not like almost shonen, bro.
Yeah.
It deals with a lot of like real shit, like slavery, discrimination, like human trafficking, like all these serious things.
Yeah, I would never have thought of that until you just brought that up. Like it really does hit those.
It hits a lot. Like if you think about this, almost every villain Luffy takes out in the show is some kind of corrupt regime leader say it, a corrupt king, someone trying to take over a country. Most of these things, a corrupt government official. Most of these people he take down are people who are bad. But because it's shaped as pirates are bad, you don't see it that way. Like, it's so different in like the way it just handles shonen tropes in general, because it's obviously has a lot of shonen tropes, like Luffy fights the main bad guy, he punches them, they win, all this other shonen stuff, you know what I mean? Like, it has a lot of tropes, but it also is like super different and deals with a lot of super different stuff. So that's why, even though it's not my number one, One Piece is my favorite thing on this planet.
One Piece is my favorite thing on this planet.
So yeah, I can't say enough about that shit. It's just fucking, it's amazing.
I'm with you. Like, it's my 5, but it's the thing that I'm the most committed to.
Exactly. I fucking feel that, bro. Like, I don't miss a chapter. A new chapter came out today. It leaked. I shouldn't say it came out. It leaked today. They come out officially on Sunday. It leaked today. I can't wait to read it tonight. I cannot fucking wait, bro. I won't say it came out because it leaked.
Yeah, Sam, I always watch the anime and I'm like, Sam, you won't believe what happened. He reads it. So
I'm like, bro, what happened? Like, let me know what's good. Yeah. Like, know what the fuck happened already.
And we always still share the same excitement.
Of course.
That's why I always get excited. That's why I love talking to Sam about this. I'll be like, Sam, you won't believe what I just saw. I was like, Zoro just went nuts. He goes, bro, I know, wasn't it nuts? But he never tells me.
I always let you guys catch up, bro, because I would never want, when somebody spoils stuff for me, I get so tight. I hate spoilers. If I personally seek them out, it's fine. But if someone spoils something for me, I get so tight. Like the other day in my stream, some guy randomly came and spoiled the ending of Assassin's Creed for me. I was so pissed.
Oh.
I was so mad, bro.
Why would you do that?
People are scumbags, that's why.
Yeah. Did you
That's really why. Of course, instantly. Permaban, instantly, not see my stream again.
I'm sorry that I wasn't there to help
it's
you.
All good. My man Lion was there, he had me.
That's awesome. So number 2.
Yeah, you're number 2.
Number 2 is by far like the most, I guess it's good on both fronts. This might be my number 2 on like an objective and in personal. And that's Naruto.
Word.
And it's both Naruto and Naruto Shippuden. So I personally, I think everyone does, but maybe it's not true. I personally like feel and what's the word? Not reflect, but I resonate with Rock Lee.
Yeah.
I'm just like, that's my man. It's like Rock Lee
holds
it down.
Everybody likes Rock Lee, bro. I don't think there's a person who watched Naruto who doesn't at least like Rock Lee a little bit.
And I think that he has the best scene and like probably arguably like top 5 best scene in anime history. Like just most memorable scene of all time.
Dropping the weights.
Yeah, drop. See, look, didn't even have to say anything. Just knew it.
Oh, that scene is so good.
It's like Naruto, the fight scenes are so good. The anime, like the animation, isn't like even in the beginning scenes, like the beginning seasons aren't bad. This one is one of the best I've seen. Like,
especially for a weekly. You gotta remember these were weekly at the time.
Exactly.
They're not these models like now where there's not many weekly animes now. Most of them are seasonal.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas like One Piece is really the only, or maybe I can't say the only, but the one I know for sure. And Dragon Ball when it was going,
when it was popping,
that would come out every week.
And it's still like everything about it, the way like relationships, like lessons learned, like the filler can ruin it for people. And I just want to say this to you right now, folks. This is the best time to watch Naruto because people have given you a list of episodes you need to watch and ones you don't. So now it's just all good. Like it's just, you don't feel the same pain that we have suffered where we watch 4 episodes in a row. Like, bro, you just explained this. Like we saw this literally last episode. I don't need to see how Sasuke is crying about his brother again. Like,
we don't have to see Naruto on the swing for the 20th time.
That swing, bro.
Oh my god, that scene, bro. They play that scene every 2 episodes.
But Oh my god, yo, that swing got more playtime than Sakura.
Bro, nah, that scene. No, realistically, that swing got more screen time than Tenten. That's facts too.
That actually,
That's not even a joke. That's
Yeah.
facts. You shitting me?
I would like to get the math on that because I personally think that is actually true.
That's definitely facts.
Yeah.
Tenten was barely in the show. She's literally, I hate to say it, she's a useless character.
God, they could have gave her some like they could have went hard with her like on that. You know what I mean?
They gave her one moment during the war where she has that weapon and it takes her chakra.
The two weapons.
That's literally her only moment, and then her moment is don't use that weapon because it's gonna kill you. Literally her only weapon, her only moment in the entire.
The person who can use weapons better than anyone is told don't do anything. Sorry if we ruined that for you. Sorry, but Naruto, like I said, that one holds it down for me. Like, and that's the one I can go back.
Naruto's fucking
and
good.
just rewatch scenes. You know, like I'm like,
Naruto's
man, for having a dual like protagonist but also antagonist at the same, like the way it was constructed. I'm like, man. And the only thing that might have ruined it for me too, like a little bit, was how OP when they time skipped these two, Sasuke and Naruto, so hard. They didn't have to do that. Like, they just didn't have to do that. Like, we already understood that they were the best. You know what I'm saying? Like, we already understood that. You didn't need to do it like that.
I have a real love-hate relationship with Naruto because I'm the first to say that it's so good. Mm-hmm. It's really good, but there's parts and things about Naruto that pain me to my
really
core.
Bad. Yep.
So that's why I couldn't put it in my top 5, bro. It's just outside. I couldn't do it because there's things that pain me. The ending is so incredibly not good.
Yeah. And
how strong Naruto and Sasuke become at the end is utterly ridiculous. And the one example I use is that this man Madara had these like orbs that like these dark matter orbs that delete everything, right? They would disintegrate everything. Like, it disintegrated this man's body. Naruto kicked it with his bare foot, bro.
He did do that.
With it like a soccer ball, bro. Came through, bink, punted the shit out of it. How? That moment, that killed. That shit's painful, bro.
So this is, I feel like that, to me, Naruto's like your toxic hot girlfriend. Like, when it's good, it's really good. Actually, or your toxic hot boyfriend. When it's good, it's really good. But when it's bad, it's really bad. So you get stuck between like the highest of highs. You're like
in the lowest of lows. Yeah.
You're like in the blood mist, and you're like, oh my god, this sword is sick. Or when B is fighting Sasuke, and he's throwing the great. I'm like, oh. And then you get hit with filler, and then you're just like, we're here again. Like,
yeah.
Hello, it's my old friend. Like, so that's why Naruto's too, because when it's good, I don't think another anime competes with it. I would say that
when it's good, it's fucking amazing.
But when it's bad,
I think peak Naruto. There's peak Naruto in Boruto. There's one moment in Boruto. I don't think Boruto's particularly good, but there's one moment in Boruto that's peak Naruto is when Naruto and Sasuke fight the guy Momoshiki and they throw the crazy hands. That's the peak. That's what Naruto's at its best. If that was how it was all the time, it would be a 10 out of 10 anime.
So you're saying that Boruto is peak Naruto when the main characters from a different show are the best characters in the show?
That's why I said Boruto's not good. Because the best moment in Boruto is Naruto and Sasuke fighting somebody else. Literally, I was watching Boruto because I'm like, I'm gonna give it a shot. You know what I mean? It can't be that bad. Mm-hmm. Once I got to the Naruto Sasuke versus Momoshiki fight, I dropped the show because I was convinced, and I still am, that there's no way any moment in the rest of the show can be better than that moment.
I'm not gonna lie, so I'm gonna even.
So I dropped the show.
So once again, one of the other best fight scenes was when Sakura fights Shusui. I think it is, right?
Sasui. Shusui is what's his face's sword.
Sword. Yeah. Overlap. but that was one of the sickest fights I've ever seen. Once again, was so good. Sakura. Not anything to do with anybody else. Just
so good.
She went hard.
So good, bro.
She went hard. So if anyone has time, go watch that fight because
If you think about watching Boruto, just stop that thought, and go on YouTube and watch the fights.
Yeah,
particularly Sakura versus that guy when she saves her daughter. That was ridiculous. And when Naruto Sasuke versus Momoshiki.
I just want to say this too. You probably don't even have to even go that far. You could probably go to Boruto fights, and those two will be the only ones that come up.
Facts. You can watch a Watch Mojo top 10 on YouTube with Boruto fights, and you'll be good.
Mm-hmm. So that's my two. Oh, and last round I have in my notes number C. And yes, I did say number C. Yes, I did say number C. I did that for a reason.
I had to call you out on that shit.
Yeah.
I couldn't let it slip. I couldn't.
Ramen. Y'all know I love ramen. So a show that rocks with ramen, I rock with it.
I feel that.
If the main character eats ramen, that's me.
That's also kind of why I like Food Wars.
Okay.
Like I've made stuff from Food Wars. Like last week, me and my best friend Michelle made a noodles. I got the idea from Food Wars.
I saw that on her Instagram.
Yeah.
That looked bomb.
Yeah, she was bomb.
Damn.
She was good.
Oh, my Lanta.
All right, so my number 2 is, honestly, if we were to make it objective best anime list, this might be my number 1.
Okay.
And that is Yu Yu Hakusho.
Oh.
This show is so good.
That's the OG. Yu Yu Hakusho.
That's a real OG. I think that's one of the oldest ones I have on my list. I think
that's like, I
don't know when it came out. Maybe like 97. I don't know. It's in the 90s for sure. But okay, so what Yu Yu Hakusho is about is basically it's about the main character Yusuke Urameshi, one of the sickest names in anime. First and foremost, sick name Yusuke Urameshi. So he basically in the first episode, this isn't spoilers. He somehow passes away. I'm not gonna tell you how. He passes away in the first episode. And to get his life back, he has to become what is called a spirit detective, which basically is a detective who deals with criminals and problems from the spirit world that overlap into the real world. So it's basically, the whole show is basically him taking cases against spirits, demons, stuff like that, and just him going through saving lives, dealing with demons and shit. But it's so good, from the music, from the animation, like the old school 90s animation still to this day looks so clean. Like the character designs like got crazy drip. Botan, he's got crazy drip. Crazy supporting characters, Kuwabara, Old Boy Kurama, like Hiei, like bro, it's just so good. These are one of the animes. We didn't say it when we first gave our rating list. This is a 10 out of 10 anime.
That's a 10.
It's a 10 out of 10.
I'm with you.
Without question, it's a 10 out of 10. It's so good. I've been rewatching it on my stream. I'm like 20 episodes in. There hasn't been a bad episode yet. And I don't think there's a bad episode in the entire show. It's just, I can't say that about it. It's so good. That
joint's clean through and through.
And the person who, the author who wrote it, Togashi, also wrote one of the best anime mangas ever, Hunter x Hunter. So you know it's written beautifully.
Oh.
Is that your number 1? Did I spoil it for the people?
No, he didn't. That's funny.
Hunter x Hunter is so good.
Yeah. And I looked it up. Its original run date was December 3rd, 1990.
90. See, I gave it 7 years, so it's super old. Super 90s, bro. You could tell by how the animation is, even though it still looks so good. Like it holds up so well.
Yeah, so good. I mean, I loved Spirit Gun, Spirit Sword. Like, those things are crazy.
And these are one of the animes that when it was coming on Toonami, no matter what episode, I always watched it. If I came in the middle, I watched to the ending. It didn't matter. You never missed the Yu Yu Hakusho episode of Toonami.
That's good, man. I mean, it's good. Like, it's really. I think that would be where the supporting cast never gets overshadowed, but also like plays their role. Like, you know, it's never like
a really good supporting cast.
Yeah.
Like the main three supporting cast, Kurama, Kuwabara, and Hiei, are just so as characters is so good.
Yeah, it just works. It literally works for that anime.
Then you have Best Girl Keiko and Botan. Like the cast.
The cast.
I can't, man. The cast is so good.
That might be something we got to do in the future, like a best supporting cast.
Ooh,
that's a good idea.
Oh, I don't know what's beating Yu Hakusho, bro.
I don't know, man. Like One Piece, like Zoro Sanji.
Yeah, One Piece has good. One Piece has a good supporting cast. My Hero has a really, I wouldn't say really good because half of the class 1A is like non-existent, but like the half that's like there, like Bakugo, Todoroki, Kirishima, those are really good characters.
I'm just saying, man. One Piece, even God Usopp had his moment where it's like
always shining, always.
So, all right.
Honorable mentions.
Honorable mentions.
How many you got? Because I have 3 right now.
I have like 20, but I'm definitely gonna give 3. I have 3 that are super like.
If you want to name all 20 and then talk more about 3, we could do that.
No, I'll name the 3. Like when I say 20, it's just 5 was so hard for me to pick because there's so many anime that I just really enjoyed throughout my history of like watching anime. Like I couldn't be like, wow, this is like this goes here. So like like I'll start like Bleach was an honorable mention.
I can respect that.
I
never personally got into Bleach, but I can respect that a lot.
I was deep into Bleach.
And my honorable mentions too. I can talk more about them.
The 3 that I would have to say are in my like real like honorable mention is from 3 to 1. Number 3 is My Hero. I really was just like My Hero is like there's something about that I just like. Everyone, you know, if you're new, My Hero's there. Attack on Titan was in my like 3. I just like how it came out.
Even think about Attack on Titan. That's an honorable mention for me too.
It just came out.
It's so good,
right? And it's so different. It just came out right, and it's different. But number 1 was Hunter x Hunter, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I was so close because I like Gon. I like their fight scenes. I like the character development. I like how there's the dual like protagonist with Killua, and I was like, God, these guys are so saucy. Gon's drip is obviously not as good as the big lightning boy.
Yeah, Killua got crazy drip, bro. OD.
Killua, K Money over here got he's
crazy.
First episode, he's on a skateboard, bro.
Wow, cooling, bro. Cooling.
Skateboard, turtleneck sweater be like you know, gangster. You gotta be to be rocking a turtleneck sweater.
Dripping, bro. Dripping.
That is my number 1, and the way how it is, how the plot for me is great. You know, worst dad of all time. We won't get into that, but
he's one of the worst dads. I don't know. Goku's up there, bro.
Gone, just the way he is developed and the way he learns, and like you watch him grow as a character, but you can tell he's next level, but he understands how to build upon that, and he's so young.
Yeah.
And it might have one of the most pervy people in the whole history of animes.
Oh, God, he is so
like
pervy.
Even worse
like,
than
it's not even just pervy. It's like he's weird.
Pedophile. He's a pedophile.
It's weird.
The worst pedophilia in all of anime.
Oh God,
it has
it's so
even
creepy,
worse than
bro.
I can't think of the guy's name right now in Naruto, but
Pervy Sage, Jiraiya,
not Jiraiya. Orochimaru. Like Orochimaru is pretty pedophile-ish.
Yeah, he's pretty pedophile.
But like Hisoka,
Hisoka's definitely pedo, bro.
The worst, and it's so sad that he's like so OP.
Weird. It's weird,
like,
bro.
Yeah, so like
that shit. When I was watching Hunter x Hunter, that part weirded me out the most, bro.
Yeah,
just seeing how my man was lusting over Gon, I'm like, bro, get this man out of here,
dude. Hey yo, man.
Hey yo is right, bro.
God, but everything else about it, like everyone, please don't be put off by that because it is like one scene and it's pretty terrible.
Yeah, it's literally one scene.
Everything else about it is just bonkers.
Yeah.
everything else about it is so crazy. Like, and just the way they go through different like arcs too.
Yeah.
Each arc is enjoyable. I haven't had
Man.
an anime like sometimes in One Piece, I'm like certain arcs are just kind of like I didn't really like it
because One Piece, like whereas One Piece, like certain arcs are only there to drop information.
Yeah.
So I can see why people don't like that. Well, the thing I want to learn most about One Piece is all the information and the questions. So when they give me an info dump arc, I'm like, oh please. Like when Zoe happened, I'm like, oh, give me all the information, bro. Oh, give me everything. Give me everything, bro. But I can understand why some people don't like these arcs that are just straight info dumps because like it's just people talking all the time.
So Hunter x Hunter is my by far my favorite. Everybody's just dope. Like everybody's OP, and that's what I like about it. Everybody is literally OP, but because everybody's OP, it makes the show normal. Like okay, I get it. Like there's people who are chumps, but they let you know they're a chump like instantly. They're like, don't get your hopes up because this guy is not going to get better. And so One Punch Man is in my like honorable mentions, but it's just like that's where I was at 5. I'm like, there's so many good honorable mentions here, and I just can't. But Hunter x Hunter, number 1 honorable mention. That was almost 5 for me.
I feel that.
So
my honorable mentions, number 3 is Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood.
Okay, what would you?
It's just so good, bro. The story following Ed and Alphonse, their story to get their bodies back is just such a good story. And
I cried when Alphonse said he wanted to sleep. He's like, you don't know what it's like. I cried, bro. I want to sleep.
It's so devastating. And hearing him talk about it in a tone where he's like not sad, he's just like accepted it, makes it more heartbreaking. When he talks about having a list of all the things he wants to eat when he gets his body back because he hasn't eaten in years because he's a metal body now, like that just breaks me. It's so good. I don't know, man. It's such a good. It's so good. So that's my number 3. My number 2 honorable mention is Hunter x Hunter.
Okay. I'm with that.
And it's just, I don't know what to say. It's just so good. Besides Hisoka's bum ass, everything else is so tight. The fight scenes, the way the power levels work, like the Nen system, like it's just so sick.
Thank you for saying that. The Nen system is sick,
bro. It's one of the sickest power systems in anime ever.
Yeah,
it's so ridiculous. So yeah, shit's crazy. Supporting cast is ridiculous. Killua, Kurapika, Leorio, like all these guys are so tight. Just the arcs are so good. Even the villains, like Miriam, the Chimera Ant King, is one of the best written characters in anime ever.
The Phantom Trope, best villain gang I think I've ever kicked it with, man.
So the writing is just really good. It's solid story and shit like that. And it's just so like everything about it is so good. And my last honorable mention is fucking Naruto, bro. Naruto, I'm gonna say Naruto and Hunter x Hunter can swap. They're really close because I was really thinking of putting Naruto as my number 5, but there's just certain things about Naruto, like I was saying earlier, that I just can't get over. Like the ending is so incredibly bad.
Yeah, just to build up a years to get to the
and like some of the the show being like 40%, close to 50% filler is insane.
Mm-hmm.
So and like we were saying earlier, like the highs of Naruto are so good. Like Naruto meeting his parents, meeting his mother, and meeting his mother, not even meeting his dad yet. When he met his mom, bro, I fucking sobbed.
Tears.
Like sobbed so fucking hard, bro. Like the ups in Naruto are so high, but like some of the downs, bro, are just brutal. Brutal. So I couldn't put it in my top 5. But it's so good. It's so good.
So honorable I'm with you on all 3. Those are good honorable mentions. Like,
yeah, man. Those are all honorable mentions that all my honorable mentions could be number 5 for me. That's how I pictured it.
Okay. Yeah, that's how it was. That's why I was in number 5 and I was struggling because I'm like, I love all of these just so much.
5 is tough slot. 5 was the toughest slot for me to figure out for this shit.
It's hard. You have to like reverse engineer where your life needs to be.
Yeah, bro.
All right.
That shit is weak.
So are we dropping number 1s right now? Is this where we're at?
Yeah, bro. This is where we're at. Finally got number 1s, bro. Finally.
We're at number 1. I'm gonna kill you with number 1, boy.
Why? My number 1's weird too, though. I think I know what your number 1 is. I think you told me the other day.
I might have. Yeah. So my number 1, everybody, is Zoids.
Yeah, you told me this. All right, so you gotta explain Zoids to me, bro, because I don't really know Zoids. To me, Zoids, I picture Zoids being like Voltron.
Okay.
Is that what that is?
No.
Okay.
So Zoids is about. There's multiple like series, so there's like different types. There's like Zoids like Catholic and not Catholic, but Zoid Chaotic and just regular Zoids, just different types of like they're not arcs.
Yeah,
it's just like this is Zoid like Century, this is Zoid like X, this is Zoid.
Yeah. Kind of like Gundam,
kind of like Gundam.
Okay,
yeah, so like that.
Yeah.
So Zoids is about robot animals that find and team up with humans, and you as a human find like your teammate and you battle other people's Zoids. And so it's like your personal, this is your thing, like this is the thing that you teamed up with, like, and they all fit like a specific person's style. So then the 2 Zoids that I'm going to talk about are slightly different, but Zoids in itself, and this is one of the only animes that I can go back and just rewatch because to me it's so simplistic. It's like you have dope ass animal robots and people, and they fight each other. And you follow. It's not like the plot isn't too deep. It's just like there is a plot though. You have your villains, and then you have your protagonists and stuff, and your heroes. But it's always just like these robots are fighting, and you're trying to upgrade your Zoid. So there's key points that I fell in love with Zoids. One, I love characters whose names are rock with their personality. Like we said this in the last one about like Black Clover with like Julius Novachrome. And he controls time. That's so sick. So there's Van Flyheight, Bit Cloud, Raven. Could you guess which one's the villain? Raven.
Van Flyheight is a sick name, bro.
That's what I'm saying.
That's pretty tight.
He has like a ancient raptor robot called Zeke, Zeke. Just cool ass name. That's Zeke. I'm like, I was like, I love that. And like the robots even had cool names. Liger Zero, Berserker Fury.
What the fuck?
Yeah. Armored Kong. Like, what is these names are so sick, and I just remember the first time. This is what made me fall in love with anime. I'm not gonna lie, and that's why I had to say like I watched Dragon Ball and I liked it, but when I would turn on, I was so excited for every episode, and there was like no filler. Like the filler was just robots fighting each other. So even the filler was just dope.
That's the best kind of filler, bro.
And it was like, so like, for example, Bit Cloud, they thought he was just like some like head in the clouds kid who just wanted to become, the next Zoid pilot who was strong. But it ended up him being like, they would always think he was lucky, like there was one scene where he's fighting a Fox Zoid against like a different group of people, and the supporting cast in that was great as well. And so he's fighting and he's shooting against, there's a guy who's like a sniper on top of a mountain. So Bit Cloud is like shooting random shots. And what happens is the fox falls and the shots were actually chipping away at the mountain.
Dead.
And the sniper was like, how did he's not hitting me? Like, he's such a bad shot. Oh, was he really aiming for the mountain? He wasn't. He was just shooting randomly, but his luck got him the win. And I was like, that's so sick.
That's so funny.
But like the Berserker Fury was a T-Rex that shot a hyper beam cannon and could fly. And it was strong. It was like a legendary Zoid. And like the Liger Zero was a legendary Zoid. And he could like change attachments on his Zoid. Like, come on. Like, and there was a Blade Liger. It was just so tight. Like, it's not long, and the weight and the guy and the main captain of who like puts a team together for Zoids, he ate ramen. So it's just, I was already, come on, classic. It was just the way it was all like set up. I just was a fan of it. That's one of the only animes I could go back and rewatch. I did it in college. I was sitting there. I'm like, I want to watch Zoids again. Watch every Zoid episode, just from start to finish. I'm like, like it didn't. You guys shot a hyper beam out of a T-Rex mouth. Like this is dope. What's cooler than this?
Yeah,
and something I feel like we haven't talked about, because I think that's why Hunter x Hunter to me gets a lot of pluses, is that the comedy.
Yeah.
The comedy and the seriousness together in Zoids is like perfect. It's not like corny. It's just, or maybe it's corny and that's why I like it. So that's one for me.
That's a solid one. I haven't watched that shit. I might have to check that shit out. I've not watched that shit. But yeah, my number one is also a kind of weird one too. And funny enough, it's also like for Deion here, it's the anime that like got me like really into anime. Cause like I had watched Dragon Ball and other shit like that, like Deion, but like this anime is what really made me like realize like, oh, anime is something I really enjoy. And that shit is Prince of Tennis, which is a fucking sports anime.
Okay.
Bro. So Prince of Tennis basically it follows a kid in middle school, and he's a tennis player. He's really good, and his dad was a pro. So it's just his journey through school playing tennis. But because his father was a pro and always beating his ass, he's crazy good, and he has a crazy like personality where he's just like mad savage. Like he doesn't give a fuck. Like he's running in like challenging seniors to matches and shit on the first day. Like he's really a savage. And like I've been saying, like if you want me to like your anime, you get me to like your main character. And Ryoma Echizen from Prince of Tennis, the main character, I just gel with him, his character so well. And it has crazy good supporting cast. Like the other members of the tennis club are all super sick. And I don't know, man. It's like an anime that made me realize that like anime can tell different stories. It doesn't have to be just people shooting beams, people flying, people fighting and stuff like that. Like it can tell really like grounded stories, or like grounded as anime. Like I say grounded, but like in this anime, people are doing tennis moves that are like obviously exaggerated, but they're grounded in reality. Like one of the teammates, his like special move is like a smash where he jumps really high and he smashes it into the ground like a volleyball or whatever, and it just bounces really high or whatever. Like that's a real move in real life, but it's just exaggerated. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's just, I don't know, man. It's so good.
It sounds like it.
I fucking love it. And I go back. It's a once a year thing for me too. Where I'll go back and I'll just watch fucking Prince of Tennis. And then just seeing like it's just the creativity through the show is also sick too, because like every single person has their own different tennis play style. Like every person. So they're playing clubs, and like the club has like maybe like eight people or whatever. And each person has their own play style. So like it's a lot of creativity, and like the villains are tight. Like they're not villains, like antagonists from other schools are really tight. There's a lot of like serious like things like people getting injured and like careers ending. So like it deals with like stuff that would happen in like real life sports. So yeah, that's my number one, man. And like I said, it made me really it made me love anime.
You know what? That's like a big thing. Like you got to find the thing that makes you love anime and like why it is what it is for you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. That's what it did, because it made me realize that like anime can tell a whole wide variety of stories, and it's just a medium, and it doesn't have to be for an anime to be good. It doesn't have to be people fighting or people blowing up planets and whatever the case may be.
Mm-hmm. And for people who are trying to watch the Zoids, the order is the Chaotic Century, Guardian Force, New Century Zero, and Fruisers, I think it is. But
Word.
yeah, so make sure you watch it in that order. I messed up and I watched, obviously, because I was watching it on like Toonami, so I watched it in like reverse order. I want to say it was the New Century Zero first, and then I had to go back.
Word.
Oh, but yeah, I agree with you, man. Like when you're in the anime, and everyone has that one anime, whether it's don't be subjected to the mainstream where people are like, oh, you got to watch this, because find what like works for you. Like Sam dropped 3 real life like football, tennis,
literally.
Food Wars,
cooking. Literally 3 of my top 5 favorite animes have nothing to do with like anything that's out of real day life. Like, yeah, they're exaggerated, but like one's a kid in high school playing football, one's a kid in middle school playing tennis, and one's a kid in a culinary high school. Like, you know what I mean? So don't let the hype tell you that an anime has to be about people using swords and cutting people and fighting and shit.
Yeah, like you don't have to be slaying like demons and dragons and stuff like that.
There's really good anime out there about real life grounded stories and shit.
Because that, like, I mean, for me, like I heard everyone tells me about like Fairy Tail being so good, and I haven't been able to get into it.
I watched long time ago. I watched 50 episodes of Fairy Tail. I enjoyed it, and I would watch it, but I don't know. From what I hear, it's not. People don't really like it because it's like a show where like the power of friendship always wins type thing, where like they'll be in a fight where they can't win and they'll just randomly, through the power of friendship, they'll beat the guy. You know what I mean? That's what I hear a lot of it is. So that's why I don't really watch it that much. Well, I haven't watched it again. But what I watched, I enjoyed. And it has good characters.
You see?
Like, Natsu, Urza, they're good characters.
Yeah.
So just depending on what you like.
They're savages. Like, oh, man. Yeah, it does. Just find something you enjoy and rock with it. That's what I always say.
Yeah,
because as usual, Zoids is like a pretty, literally like zero plot. The whole thing is robot animals with human being pilots fight each other. Like I always say, it's like Pacific Rim for me. Like that's why I think that's why I like Pacific Rim for so much. The plot wasn't like, oh, the 2 characters fall in love and they use the power of love to overcome something. It's like, nah, this is a big ass robot. This is a big ass alien. They fight and they find a way to kill all the aliens. Like,
yeah, for sure.
So I mean, geez, that was your top 5 was solid. You gotta send me,
too, bro. I have some weird. We all definitely have some weird ones. I think mine are definitely more weird than yours, but still, we have some definitely more unconventional ones than most people. I feel like would.
So, yeah, I think you know what we should do? We should definitely at some point set up like a Patreon. Maybe we get some good people and they would be down for this. But what if we set up like a Patreon where we gave you our top 10 and must watch animes, and you only get access to that, and then we give you like the
I
best.
don't know if
episodes.
we're on the level of Patreon yet, bro. We have to grow our shit first.
I know, but it's an idea. I was just thinking about that. I'm like,
the thoughts in the back of that. It's mulling around back there.
Yo, everybody, Patreon might be coming, but big news. We do have social media links now.
We do.
Yeah,
shout out my girl Julie, because she's the only reason that we even did this shit, because she was pestering me every damn day.
Yeah. And then it seems like, yo, I made a Twitter, and I go, fuck, I made an Instagram, email.
Yeah, so we have Twitter and Instagram now. What's the Instagram? Dosyonkos?
Everything's Dosyonkos.
Yeah, same. Dosyonkos on Twitter too. Sweet.
Yeah. And if you want to email us for any business inquiries, dosyonkos@gmail.com. Hey. Literally, ain't nobody got Dosyonkos anywhere but us.
Oh yeah, good shit. That's what I'm talking about.
So follow us on all of our social media platforms. If you're down for that.
Let us know what your top 5 favorites are. Yep. Hit us up. Let us know what's cracking with that. But
and if you want to get exclusive access to the podcast the night before, I usually drop it in the Discord Saturday. So if you're trying to listen to it a day before, message us and join our Discord.
Hop in that Discord, bro.
Yeah. God, dude, that's so real. So much information. This was like a good. Like I feel like I could have talked forever on this.
This was a fun one for sure.
So I feel like we did a pretty decent job in not like talking for 2 days straight.
I know. We definitely could have. Especially on some of them, especially on like ones like Hunter x Hunter, especially ones we didn't even elaborate on, like Full Metal and Hunter x Hunter. Like we can talk about those for a while.
For years.
Yeah, for sure.
But on that note, thank you guys for coming through, showing love.
Yeah, appreciate y'all listening to this shit.
Take it easy. Next time on the Dosyonkos podcast, we will be reviewing Sword Art Online.